Runner J. It's my 5-month review of Maverick transportation. So y'all actually caught me at a bad time. Do this on the fly. I got a request to do this on YouTube from a subscriber or someone watching, but I was already gonna do it anyway, but kind of do this off the fly real quick. Also watching the game. I ain't even set my TV up right. Or now I was in the process of cleaning up my truck. But I'ma make this video right quick. Try to make it under 30 minutes, but so I do want to start off. I'm gonna read this off. Start off by saying I forgot to state this in my 1 month and 3 month review video that you know, and I get it. Most people want to know what the miles and pay is like here at Maverick, and I explained it. You know, they want to know what the miles and pay is like here being at Maverick, you know, and or like being a truck driver. But you know, we may be at the same company on the same division, but we may, you know, be getting different pay or more miles. You know, it's a lot of variables in trucking that is out of our control, you know, as truck drivers. And you know, we may not be getting treated the same. We may not have the same fleet managers, you know, that do more or that's willing to, you know, go the extra mile for us. So it all depends on so many variables. You know, it all depends on how you run your clocks, how you manage your clocks, your ALM, you know, which is the person that dispatches your loads to your fleet manager, and your fleet manager gets them to you. They're basically the middleman. So, you know, also loads that are available where you're at currently. It all depends on so much, you know. So I just wanted to get that out there, you know. And it is so many variables, you know, and things that can change in this industry. Is literally a roller coaster, you know. So just because my situation is going good doesn't mean your situation may go good. And granted, you may get in or come to Maverick and your situation may be better than mine. You know, you may have a great fleet manager. You know, you may come out getting 3,000 miles a week, you know. But I just wanted to state the obvious, that there's so many variables in trucking that is out of our control. You know, every day is not going to be peaches and cream. Everything isn't always going to be so consistent, you know, unless you have a good fleet manager, or unless you're on a dedicated account, or unless you have your own authority. But you know, that's the goal. That's what we're all working for and towards, you know. So, and I'm just saying that because I'm getting a certain amount of miles and certain loads doesn't mean, you know, everyone else is getting more or less. I just wanted to throw that out there as well. For example, John Doe could be getting 3,000 miles a week, you know, and I could be getting 1,200 miles a week. And, you know, we're both home every weekend as well. You know, it all depends on so many things and so many variables. You know, I just wanted to throw that out there to y'all. You know, it's kind of a common sense thing. Ooh, Kelsey. Travis Kelsey, man. I'm sorry, I gamble a lot on sports almost every weekend, every Monday and Thursday. I took Kelsey to get a touchdown, man. You know, that Taylor Swift effect. Every time she's in attendance, you know, that's my home's main go-to target anyway. So I took him to get a touchdown. But anyway, you know, I got my notes written down. So first off, the fleet managers, the ALM. My first fleet manager was a guy named Dustin. He was great to me. You know, I never had a problem out of him. Second fleet manager was a guy named Lou Schultz. He trained so many managers here at Maverick that are now trainers and trainer of the year. So it gets better and better for me. And now, you know, now that I'm on this new account that I'll speak about later, I have a woman fleet manager, and she's very great as well. You know, her name's Tina. She's very great. So every fleet manager that I've had so far at Maverick, it gets better and better, you know. It's levels, you know. The mileage, so on my last account, which is Regional Midwest Division, since it's getting cold outside, I did want to state that my mileage has decreased, and I was only seeing about 16 to 1800 miles a week due to the cold weather and load shortages. That ultimately affected my decision to switch accounts here at Maverick, or divisions, whatever you want to call it. But just keep that in mind. And like I said, I'm gonna get to that account later on. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by this game. But yeah, I'm gonna get to that later on. This new account that I'm on. Another point that I wanted to bring to y'all's attention: the fridge goes hot after being gone, for 4 more days. So say like if you have time in on like a Thursday and you're gone till Monday, you want to remove all your food, you can leave your drinks in there, things like Gatorades and your Powerades and water and stuff, and juices if they haven't been open. But yeah, your fridge goes hot after being gone for so long, which is 4 more days. But it'll get colder, driving on your truck, 3 to 4 hours of driving. So keep that in mind. Also, a holiday can mess up your week as well as your next paycheck. So say like if you get the holiday off, it'll ultimately affect your load. It's like a shift in your pay. I don't like holidays truck driving, with the company, because ultimately it affects your pay. Oh, Mahomes. But yeah, just keep that in mind. A holiday can mess up your pay as well as your week, and also the next week your pay. So keep that in mind. Truck repairs and breakdowns, I haven't had any breakdowns or had to get any repairs. I did have to get a routine maintenance. That took like 6 hours. I was at the North Little Rock terminal. That took like 6 hours to get done. But they basically just oil change, checked everything on my truck, made sure nothing was wrong, and this man just did a fake field goal, QB sneak to get the first down. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm distracted again, but yeah, I haven't had any truck repairs or breakdowns. Granted, every time I do this in a video, I end up having something happen, so hopefully that's not the case. Another point: when you're gone or on leave 14 or more days, you have to clean out and return your truck, because they want your truck moving, not sitting. So keep that in mind. If you're sick or you have any family issues and you're gone 2 or more weeks, they'll want you to return your truck. And once you come back, however long your leave is, you'll have to get a new truck, clean it out and all that. Another point I wanted to mention: you never know what loads we are getting next, unless we're in an area that we've been in from our past loads. So say for instance, that's another reason why I left the division that I was in, because it was a big mystery. Every time we dropped a load, we never knew what we were gonna get or where we were gonna go next, unless it was later on in the week, like say like a Thursday or Friday. That's when they try to head you towards home. And we knew from our past loads, from the area that we've been in before, what we were gonna pick up. So keep that in mind. You never know what you're gonna get next. The truck features, I'll make a whole separate video on that. It's really not much besides the mirror eye and my curtains closed. I'll talk about that in another video, whole separate video. I think I did make a video about that, I just didn't put it out yet. The DUI policy. So for example, the DUI policy here at Maverick is 3 or more years. You can only have 1. That was my problem. was getting hired at a trucking company because I had a past DUI, and it was only one, and it was when I was young. I wasn't even drunk. I was driving high, and they gave me a DUI for it, which is dumb. But anyway, that's besides the point. So if you got more than two, if you got two or more, you shouldn't be driving at all. If you got one DUI and you're thinking about coming to Maverick and you're just unsure, and you were in the position that I was in, where companies aren't gonna hire you, try Maverick. You know, they'll take you as long as it's been past 3 years from your DUI conviction. So keep that in mind. Your TPMS and PSI gauge. So for example, it's a great example. I don't know if y'all can see this. So that's how you get to the tire pressure meter system on your tablet in your truck. And so, for example, this is what my tires are looking like. It shows you where they're at, the PSI on them. So, and I also have a gauge because I'm in Illinois, and every time I'm up here in Illinois, Ohio, or Indiana, it gets cold overnight, and that knocks the pressure out of your tires. Ultimately deflates your tires in a personal vehicle and in a truck. So that's why I got me one of these. You'll have to buy one of these because your tire pressure meter system won't update until you're actually on the road and driving. So say like all of these were at 50 and in the red, and I filled up my tires at the Pilot. To check them, I will have to use one of these because like I said, your tire pressure meter system is not gonna update until you're on the road and driving. So you'll fill them up and then plug this in your tire, and once it hits 100 psi, that's how you know you're good to go. Next point, you know, everyone has the right of way before you. I'm learning that out here, you know. I just chalk it as everyone has the right of way before you. So PC time. Then I'm gonna get to a new account. Yeah, PC time, which is personal conveyance, which I just had to use 15 minutes of it. On this new account, I'm starting to use more of it. So we get 2 hours of that here at Maverick. You know, just try not to go past 2 hours. I try to only use it whenever I really need to, or whenever I'm out of time. Like, for example, today, and this is another valid point I wanted to get to. Whenever you get sleepy, like I did today, stop and take a nap. If you just happen to get out here and drive or get up early, you didn't get sleep the prior day, you know, if you were at home partying all night or up watching games or something, whatever the case may have been, you know, and you had to get up early to make an appointment, then drive 7 hours away, like I did to Chicago. I got really sleepy and drowsy out there up on the road, and so what I did was, after I got off the phone with somebody, I saw the first, I think it was a Flying J. No, it was a TA that I had stopped at right off of an exit in Missouri. And I stopped there, pulled my curtains up for about an hour. I took a nap. And after that, I got back on the road and I was good, man. Yeah, I was good after that. But I wanted to say that to say my PC time. So for example, I ran out of time on my 14, you know, and I had so for example, I had 1 hour to get here, and on my 14-hour clock I had 45 minutes. So once I hit 40 minutes on my 14-hour clock, I just went into my PC, I logged it, you know, post-trip, low securement check, then I logged off duty in shift, then I went and logged personal conveyance, and for my personal conveyance, I always hit park, P-A-R-K, just them 4 simple letters, and hit complete. Then I was able to proceed down the road 10 more minutes to go park. That's what it's only and should be used for, because they don't want you, Maverick doesn't want you to use it to advance loads. So keep that in mind. That's PC time. Military time, I want to say shout out to J-Law, a subscriber or a viewer. I think he subscribed, but shout out to him because he taught me, in the comment section how to use military time, and how to utilize it. The easy way is what he told me. So say example, your time is 1500, that's 3 p.m. So what you'll do is from 12, you'll just subtract, let's say 1500 from 1200. And what is that? What do you get? You get 3. So that's 3 p.m. And so forth. So 2100 from 12, and do 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. That'll be 9 p.m. So that's an easy way to remember it. Not try to always utilize that and use that. But with this new account, I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna talk about this new account. Whenever you're putting in time to go home on Fridays, this is another valid point, because I just had a guy that I was in class with, he had an issue with this. Whenever you put in time to go home on a Friday, you want to also do it on a Thursday. So you want to always, my fleet manager before the one that I have now told me this. Whenever you put in time on a Friday, you want to always put in time for that Thursday, because if you put it in on that Friday, just that Friday, anything can happen and you may not get home whenever you want to. And I had a classmate of mine call me complaining and was mad because he wasn't gonna get home and he had a trip and he had to get home and pack for the weekend. But you want to always put in your time a day in advance to give yourself that extra cushion, even if it affects your pay. You may be trying to get more even though you may be trying to get in more load and more miles, but if you really want to get home, you use that extra day to get yourself home on a Thursday. So keep that in mind. I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover on this 5-month review. On my past pay breakdown, I'm gonna put the pictures of my mileage from the regional Midwest division, my mileage, and pictures of my pay somewhere up here, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna put in Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, man. That's his main go-to, man. I love it. Bet him every week, man, to score a touchdown. His yards, all that. But anyway, I'm gonna put a picture of my past breakdown. Not my past breakdown, my past paychecks, my highest and lowest, and what happened leading up to all that, which ultimately affect my decision to, switch divisions and, accounts. But it was that. So what affected me, switching accounts and divisions, reasons why I left the regional Midwest division was because, like I said earlier, my pay was decreasing. I was seeing lesser miles, because it wasn't Maverick's fault. It's because, this time of the year it's a load shortage, and things like that. Load shortage is getting cold. They were leading up, they were giving me some of the same loads, which was like steel beams, and they were shorter runs. I was looking for, more miles and longer runs. So it was that, the consistency. And like I said, whenever you pick up a load and drop it off, you never know where you're gonna be at next. It was the Bruce, Mississippi lumber loads, you know, things like that. Places I would get to. There's long lines. I would spend 3 to 4 hours there, you know, getting loaded, strapping, tarping. Then they didn't want you climbing on top of your loads to finish tarping. So you have to pull out of there, and you would have to pull out of that place with your tarp all to the side and messed up. So it's things like that. And you know, some weeks I wouldn't get home till like Saturday afternoon. Paycheck would be good, but you know, it's just the consistency that I was looking for, and you know, things like that. And they had nothing to do with my fleet manager or Maverick's fault. It's just, you know, the variables, like I explained, in the trucking industry. So like I said, there's no problems with my fleet managers, ALMs, or Maverick at all. It was things like the consistency, pay, mileage, you know, and things like that. I love being over the road, you know, seeing different states and cities to cities, but you know, so it had nothing to do with that. Now this new account that I'm on, it is called, so I just came from the regional Midwest division. It's doing the whole Midwest, southern states, you know, that all I've been to in my past videos. If y'all don't know what that is, y'all can go check out my past videos. But this new account that I'm on is called New Core Hickman, where I'm running nothing but steel coils. So I know what I'm getting and what I'm picking up, how many, once they give me my pre-plan. It's always, so far, it's my first week on it. It's always been one coil. So what I would do is I would keep my bevel timber set up on my trailer. What I'm starting to see other drivers do is keep their bevel timber set up on the trailer, which is the cradle. They would keep the coil racks under the bevel timbers, and under the coil racks they would keep the friction mat, you know, and they would just strap that down to the trailer so they never have to take it off, you know, which is smart, which I'm starting to do. And I'm starting to see other drivers, you know, keep their chains on the flatbed, you know, and they just, you know, keep them hooked up how they want it, and they would just unhook it whenever they get to the place to pick up. I gotta see another trailer or somebody else's to do that, but I'm starting to do that. And the runs, my first run was from New Core out of Blytheville, Arkansas to Chicago. So that was a 7-hour drive, you know, and I like to get up early, so I always park an hour or two out depending on where it's at. So I parked an hour out today, and I did an hour last time. That'll be my first video that I'll post after I post this video, what it's like up on that account. But basically we're just running steel coils, like from, I think she told me I will always pick up out of New Core, out of Blytheville, Arkansas, or New Core in that area. So I would pick up out of New Core, deliver to Chicago, deadhead all the way back empty to Blytheville for the night, get up in the morning, pick up another coil, take it to, let's say, Kansas City, Missouri, or Birmingham, Alabama. Some loads I get may be pick up the same day and deliver the same day. You know, I never drive more than 8 hours. You know, if I do, it's a delivery for the next morning. So, you know, keep that in mind. It's always 500 mile pickups. Then you'll deadhead another 500 miles back, so you're getting paid those empty miles. You know, and she said the pay is all dependent on you and how you run. Like I said, your clocks and how you manage. So basically, the pay is the same as the base pay in regional Midwest, which is like, and let me order this pizza while I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, man, the pay is $1,300 to $1,400 a week, and I'm sorry, yeah, it's $1,300 to $1,400 a week. But you can make more depending on how you run. Like, say if you leave out on a Sunday, oh man, yeah, let's say like you leave out on a Sunday, you'll get an extra coil for that week just for leaving out on a Sunday. According, your home loads and things like that, and what you get on Friday. It depends on how you run and how fast you are. So those $1,300 to $1,400 checks could turn out to be $1,500 to $1,600 checks. So keep that in mind. Yeah, man, that's the account that I'm on. I like it so far because of the consistency, what I'm getting. I'm learning coils more because doing regional Midwest, I wasn't seeing coils often. I was seeing those like two or three of them out of the month. So I'm learning how to secure those more and faster. The fleet manager that I have now, her name is Tina. She's great. She's keeping me updated on the loads that I have. Like, for example, she told me that I would be getting a Chicago load, and I was in Birmingham yesterday picking up and delivering. She told me that my next load would be a Chicago load, and she told me that my home load would be a what did she say, Columbus, Mississippi, since that's in my area of where I live at. So she's always keeping me ahead and trying to keep me where she's at, and planning out. That's what I like, the consistency and planning ahead and things like that. So yeah, man, let's see what I'm at, 26 minutes. So yeah, man, still liking Maverick. Like I said, the reason I left the regional Midwest division, the pay, consistency, mileage. Hopefully on this account I can see more miles, keep consistent miles. And another thing, I didn't want to, drive everywhere in the wintertime. In the wintertime is coming up. And I also had family issues, which is why I switched to this account, because I'm trying to stay on this account for 2 months, then go to the same type of account, but they're home every night. So, I'm going to just try to slowly transition into that account, which is Muscle Shoals. They run from Muscle Shoals in Osceola, Arkansas, all up through the Midwest, like to Chicago, St. Louis. Basically the same thing what I just explained about the dedicated account that I'm on. It's called the New Core Hickman account. So, but the account that I'm trying to go to that's home every night is I think it's the Muscle Shoals or Majestic Steel account. And they also have Conestogas for those that don't want to tarp or don't care for tarp. I still got my regular flatbed trailer. And the last load that I did on regional Midwest, I did a load swap with the guy, and so now I have a new trailer that I may not ever give up now. So it's a 2024 trailer, so I still have a regular flatbed. I don't have the Conestoga part, but they do have accounts where you can do the Conestoga, where you don't have to tarp, but I don't mind the tarping. I don't have to deal with the lumber tarps anymore. So yeah, man, that's my 5-month review of Maverick Transportation. The pay, like I said, I'm gonna put the pay somewhere in this video, the pictures of my last few paychecks and mileage of what I was getting paid at RMW. And my next videos will be nothing but running steel coils, showing y'all how to secure them, what I'm going through on a daily basis, what it's like getting paid, what my pay is like my first week doing this, and things like that. So just stay tuned, man. I have no complaints about Maverick yet so far. Loving it here, loving the fleet managers that I've had. I'm just grateful for it all, man. I'm on the bigger and better things, man. And yeah, man, like, subscribe, comment. If y'all got any questions, y'all want to know, if y'all feel like I left anything out in this video, leave it in the comment section. I appreciate y'all subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. Yeah, man, I don't think I left anything out. Yeah, and I'll see y'all in my next video, man. Until then, I'm out.